911, what's your emergency?
I need the police. Someone is breaking into my neighbor's house.
Police, put your hands up! Put your hands up! God! God!
Obviously, there's this very relevant topic here that we're touching on, and we see how the media kind of helps and doesn't help. It's a disadvantage to some of the characters. I was wondering, to you guys, do you guys think the media is beneficial in incidents like this or not beneficial?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. I'm torn. I've certainly had moments where I felt like the media certainly didn't help the situation. You know, but by and large, you know, media has a job to do, just like I got a job to do. I'm in no position to judge anybody, but I, you know, I wonder if they could be more helpful. I don't know what that looks like, so I'm reluctant to even say that, which is funny because I just said it. But yeah, you know, I wonder sometimes, you know, can we shape the narrative in a way where it's just better, you know, it serves our community better. You know, I don't know. I'm, again, very reluctant when I don't have answers to bring up stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I have mixed feelings about it, you know, because you don't want to sit here and not tune in and not get the information and, you know, just be ignorant to what's going on. But then at the same time, you know, I notice a clear difference if I'm watching, you know, this network as opposed to that network. It seems like this network is covering it based upon their perspective, which is different than what we're actually going through, and vice versa. So, yeah, I feel the same. I got some mixed feelings.
Depends on the media.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of media that focuses on sensationalizing things or focusing on things that elevate fear in a community or will make already marginalized communities feel even more marginalized. And then there's media and people that use their space and their platforms to, you know, rise up and bring in equality. And it really depends on the outlet, depends on the person, depends on the journalist.
No, absolutely. And I think one thing that I tell people, it's like you have to just keep in mind, you know, the news, it's also a business. And so they know how to keep ratings going. So as long as you just kind of keep that in mind when they're reporting on certain things, you know, you have to ask yourself, okay, is there truth in this? What is this? Are they marginalizing a whole group? Like, you have to really ask yourself questions instead of just taking everything at face value. But I will say it has been great with the media in that they're even showing some of the stories, talking about the stories, you know, without, you know, body cameras, we wouldn't even see certain things, right? But you definitely have to be careful what you are consuming.
I have to ask you, is there anything that I should know?
Are you saying there's a cover-up?
What I'm saying, what are the police hiding?
So, and another thing that's just so engaging about this film is actually your characters. I feel like the moment I was introduced to each one of you, I wanted to know more. I was captivated from the start. And I was wondering, what do you think it is about each one of your characters that is so engaging?
It's a hard question to answer because it's like, well, I think my character is really engaging.
Okay, so you can say it about, why don't you say it about
Let me say it
Meagan's
about,
character?
yeah, thank you. All right. Well, Fela is really so much more than meets the eye, kind of like the film, right?
Yeah,
but like
definitely.
you play a character that deals with a loss, such a tremendous loss, but still has to fight to put on a front, and in so many ways, right? Just in front of the camera, right? Because you're a news anchor, but also in you know, at home because of all of these different things that are happening behind the scenes that other people might not know about. So I really loved the layers that your character had because it was just like so dynamic, and you didn't know what was going to happen next. And there were so many, there was like one part, I think it was like around the third act, where we really wanted to know what is going on, you know, and it's just like, where's she at? Like, there were so many things, so many question marks around this character, and you had to play all of these different levels. So I thought that's why your character was so dynamic.
Yeah, and I will say, you know, watching you play Marley, I was honestly very, very so like proud of you. You know, I could just tell that in my opinion, she wasn't even like, you know, the stereotypical acting. She actually was really performing, and it was really coming from such an authentic place, you know, obviously from her own experiences that she had in relation to Marley, but also just her heart, Kat's heart, her passion. And to me, the reason why I bring those things up is that it actually informs the artwork. And so in that, you know, you have your scripts, you've got all the things that you got to say and you got to do, but how she showed up for the work, I honestly thought was just quite a beautiful performance. And so, you know, Marley, I always tell people, it's like, you're going to really be rooting for Marley. I feel like everybody with a genuine soul, you are rooting for Marley because you want her to not only find out the truth, but you want her to also get that justice for the family who just lost someone. So I don't know. It's like you're definitely the hero. You're the one that everybody wants to, that's really excited and rallying behind. And I think you killed it.
Well, I think at one point listen, we got it now. We got this in. We got to finish it out.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, give her another minute because we're just rambling about each other.
Yeah, we're just rambling.
I'm loving it.
I love this interview.
Yeah.
Well, I just feel like in a lot of ways you are going to be so many people's hero because people go through heartache. We don't know y'all don't know how that ends. It could be, you know, we don't know who the bad guy is. Y'all watch this, y'all don't know yet.
She could break her leg.
Right. We don't know, right?
Yeah.
The heartache whole thing.
Yeah.
But like for so many women that have to be strong in the midst of heartache, like you really are that for them in this film.
Yeah, no, I definitely found some things that I could definitely relate to with my character. You had said something about having to, like, you know, you're having to put on this act and this and that and the other, like talking about the character. And there's definitely things that I've even had to do in my own life. And so anyways, I found some relation in that for sure.
Oh,
Gosh,
I love
what
it.
was the question again?
No,
Oh my God.
I mean, honestly, and it's funny, and I know they're giving me the rap, but I totally agree.
Oh.
No matter what happens, I need to get answers.